page 12. And one of the things of the Siddur, especially on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which part of the davening is the most important part of davening? People have different ideas. Some people say the Tana Tokef, which is the part where God, you say Mi Yichya, who's going to live, Mi Isha, who's going to be wealthy, Mi, who's going to be successful. Some people say no, the Musaf, the Malchi is a Choyne Shofres, which is a mitzvah to do on Rosh Hashanah. So everyone has a different part. However, according to the Arizal and the Alter Rebbe and Chassidus and Kabbalah, and according to Torah, the most important part of davening is called Korbanot and Pesukei de Zimra, which is the part from page 6 through page let's say page 40. Why? Because by doing that in a proper way, saying word for word, and having the proper intent when saying it, you get rid of all the obstacles in heaven that you're cutting. Pesukei de Zimra means cutting the thorns, cutting the obstacles that don't let the fruit grow. It's called pruning. Pruning means you get rid of the negative, and by getting rid of the negative, then the positive just comes. So the whole idea of why we say korbanot and why we say Pesukei de Zimra is to get ourselves to the level that when it comes to Shemona Esrei, there shouldn't be any more obstacles and no more challenges, and it should be go straight to Hashem. Unfortunately, many people come to shul at around when we're already past the Pesukei de Zimra, so they don't even know what Pesukei de Zimra is, or Korbanot. And even if they do, they say it so fast, they forget which word they skipped. That's how fast they say it. So there's two ways of saying fast. Fast could be you don't know which word you said. Another way of fast is you forget which word you skipped. That itself is a specialty. How do you forget the word you skipped? That itself is very difficult. Even more than that, there's a famous expression in Torah, Asur ledaber b'shas hatfilah. You're not allowed to talk during davening. However, in some shuls, there's a sign that says Asur leitpalel b'shas hadibur. It's forbidden to pray while you're talking. So either way, it's something negative, because talking during the davening, even if you have to say the joke to someone that's a very important joke, because without the joke he wouldn't have a good day. So it's saving a life, pikuach nefesh. Because without that a joke about is not going to be able to think straight. So saving a life rides over the Torah, but during davening it's the worst thing. So therefore, the first opening gate that we open to start davening, before we even start davening, is Hareini Mekabel Alai Mitzvahs Aseh Shel V'Ahavta, page 12. Hareini Mekabel Alai Mitzvahs. That's what we're learning about, loving your fellow Jew, which he represents, love a fellow Jew. Hareini Mekabel Alai Mitzvahs Aseh Shel V'Ahavta L'Recha Kamecha. That is the first line that you must say before you start davening, that I accept on myself the mitzvah of loving your fellow Jew as yourself. Then you could start matovu and adon olam. However, many people, when they say I accept the love of a fellow Jew just like myself, they forget what they said also. They say it so fast they don't even know that they said it. But this is the key element of davening. And that's why it's interesting. Some people add two words after V'ahavta l'recha kamecha. They say, Hareini mikabel alai mitzvahs aseh shel V'ahavta l'recha kamecha b'li neder. I accept on myself the mitzvah to love your fellow Jew without a vow. Because he doesn't want to say he's going to love his fellow Jew, because he knows during the day it's not true. So he says without a vow, so it doesn't become a obligation. The Rebbe says, no, you don't have to say b'li neder. You know why? The only time you have to say b'li neder is if you accept something that you don't have to do, and you accept you're going to do it anyway. So, for example, you don't have to, according to Torah, you don't have to eat apple. You don't have to eat apple. But you took up on yourself a neder that you're going to eat apples today. Then if you don't, you're breaking a vow. But if someone says, I accept myself that I'm going to put on tefillin, does he have to say bli neder? No, because tefillin has nothing to do with him. He has to put on tefillin even if he doesn't accept on himself. God himself already made an oath and made a vow that everyone has to put on tefillin even if you don't like it. It's not up to you. So the same thing when it comes to love a fellow Jew. It's not you're decided, oh, you're going to be a good boy and you're going to love a fellow Jew today. So I accepted myself to love. No. Mitzvah say it's a positive mitzvah in the Torah already that you have to love a fellow Jew. You're just accepting that you're going to follow that mitzvah. So there's no bli neder. Even if you say neder or bli neder, you still have to do it anyway. So therefore, you don't say bli neder. Number two, it says, I accept myself, but what happens if it's a person that's a Russia? A Russia means like a wicked Jew, a wicked person. Do I still have to love him? So here there's an interesting thing. How could you love a fellow Jew like yourself? It's very difficult to love someone like you love yourself, because loving yourself is natural. It's you. And a person wants to protect himself and live, but to love a fellow just like you? So the Alter Rebbe in Tanya says two approaches. One is, when you say you love a fellow like yourself, means your soul and his soul is one, because all the souls come from one root and one source. V'nefesh hashenis mi'yisrael, right? Tichelek el kamimal mamash, it comes from one source. So if you look at our source, our soul, we're really one. That's one approach. So in order to love a fellow just like yourself, you have to look at him not at his corporal being, but look at his soul and say, hey, we're all one soul. We're all one unit. So therefore, you and me is one. That's one level. Then there's a higher level. Not only is our soul one, but our bodies are also one. It's, as it says in this week's parsha, Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem, rashechem, shiftechem, shoitrechem, ziknechem, shoev mimecha, chotzev, nashim v'tav, which means that all 10 different kinds of Jews are really kulchem, we're really one body. And our body is also one. That's a deeper level of obviously. So not only do I look at you at your soul, but even in your corporal being and your behavior as a corporal human being, I still feel we're one. So when I hurt you, I'm hurting myself. Or when you hurt me, it's hurting you. So it's the same way when you peel onions and you peel one finger, you're not going to peel the finger that peeled the finger because it peeled the finger, because it's you. So you don't peel yourself for peeling yourself. So the same thing when another Jew is another Jew, it's one thing. So therefore the V'ahavta l'recha kamocha is because that other Jew is you. It's not like you. You're one soul and one body. So Hashem should help that we should truly try our hardest to love a fellow Jew. And the best proof is that when you love someone so much, the only way you're going to see you really love them is if they love you back the same. In other words, it's not I love you, but I want to see how you love me. No. The only way you know that you truly love another Jew is if you love them so much that the person you love, is automatically going to love you the same. Then you know you're already loving another Jew. So the test is to see how this person acts to you. If he acts to you with love, it means you truly love them. But if it's going to be a love on a condition that I love you if you love me, then it's not a love, and it's not you, and it's not me. It's nothing. So Hashem should help. We should truly love each other, that the other person should love you the way you love him. L'chaim.
So in other words,
On the same.
when it comes to love, it's not a free choice. It's our ability.